Aboriginal culture and diversity. I've lived in South Florida. If you're from South Florida, you have no choice but to enjoy that. A lot of the Native American and Aboriginal cultures always, use their native animals. The buffalo, the coyote, orcas. We don't see any of that here. So what I started doing is I really like, the way that they broke up the colors in the plains, and and it really had like a lot of meaning to it. I said, well, why not take, some of the things that I do in my personal time, which, spending a lot of time with my family in the ocean. What if I take some of those subject matter and kind of do the same thing, but, with animals that I relate to. And I spearfish, I fish in, deep sea oceans, so a lot of times I'm in their environment, I'm a guest in their world, and a lot of times they're not threatened by me. So I don't know if you've ever caught a fish, you spend 45 minutes, bringing the fish up, and you notice that the color is really dull. They get gray, usually because they're stressed out or they're dying or whatever the case may be. But if you're in their natural environment, you'll notice the crazy colors that they have. And when I'm down, 20, 30 feet free diving, in reefs, I see these amazing creatures and the colors that flourish throughout them. So that's what I depict, in my work. I just kind of it's very freestyle. I kind of don't know. I have an idea of, the subject matter and the way that I want to depict them, but as far as the colors, I really just do it right then and there. And that's the fun, and that's the enjoyment out of it too, is that I don't know entirely what the final piece is going to be. And it's, and that's kind of, the end result. I like to I mainly paint on canvas and wood. I also do wall murals, but I like to use reclaimed stuff. Reclaimed products, wood, I've gotten pieces of wood from old shacks in the Keys, or, old fence, products, or if I'm doing, building construction on my house, I never throw away any of the remains, because I know I'm going to use it for something later on. And that's pretty much how, the fruition of where these things came from. And I say right now there's probably about 30 pieces in the series. These are just a handful between a couple of birds and some, got a squid, and then around the corner is actually a stone crab too, on that wall. You guys have any questions? That's pretty much, what I do and how I do it. You guys have any questions or? No? Yes.
When did you start painting?
When did I start painting? Wow. I went through the magnet school program since I was 6 years old. Went to Walker Elementary, Parkway Middle. I would have ended up in Dillard High School, but I ended up moving to Miami, probably early 90s, and I went to Columbus High School, private school down here. Went to UCF, got my Bachelor of Fine Arts degree, so I probably really got into, when you go through the magnet school for art and music, you have to, which is great, is they put a little bit of everything in you. You got to do, ceramics, you got to mess with, different materials, but painting was always something that was my end result. I can, do something, a sculpture, mess with wood, drawing, but painting was always the end result. And I probably really got into that in my early teens, and I just haven't stopped. I graduated college 2004, and usually they say the statistic is, well, most people after they get their fine arts degree, they don't create about 5 years after, and I create 10 times more than I ever did, just because it's a have to. And now that I have my wife and my kids, it's something that it's a lifestyle. It's something that we all just kind of do. We're all very creative in some way, shape, or form. So it's a have to, and I continue to be doing it. Hopefully when I get to the age of this gentleman, I'm still doing it. So it'll be great.
Awesome.
Anybody else?
Do you ever think about partnering with our library and teaching our children what you know?
I haven't actually. I've taught years ago when I was younger. But hey, there's always an option. If it'll conform to my busy work schedule, absolutely. Yeah, that'd be great. I just submitted.